There's a false narrative in the peptide space, and it's that RUO labeled products are not safe. Research chemicals are not safe. They're not safe. What people don't realize is the Cheshire cat behind that narrative is pharma. It's pharma that owns GLP. They're the ones who created the whole narrative. You don't see mass tort transactions out there from plaintiffs' lawyers going after all the dead people from BPC 157 or all the grossly injured people getting ipamorelin. You're not seeing it. You know why? Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. The safety issue is created by pharma to drive clinicians to buy from them and to abandon the direct-to-consumer marketplace.
Big Pharma just made one of the most aggressive legal moves ever, and almost nobody is talking about it. It's pretty wild. Eli Lilly is suing the FDA, not over a patent, not over a drug approval, but over how they count amino acids. This sounds boring, but it's not. It's a lot deeper than that. There's $20 billion at stake, and it could change the way that personalized medicine is done in the United States forever.
Right now, there's a huge battle over peptides.
What are peptides?
Peptides are small chains of amino acids that have a biological function. Insulin's a peptide. GLP-1 is a peptide. You make these things naturally, but these can be synthesized and put into the body, and they can have an effect. And typically when a drug, like a GLP-1 drug, like Ozempic, Mounjaro, or the big one that's coming, this is going to be $1 trillion drug, and it has huge implications for the sorts of things you and I think about, the interaction between politics and health, is retatrutide. It's a GLP-3, meaning it hits the GLP receptor, GIP, and glucagon. It can cause up to a third of loss in body weight.
Peptides and I have a complicated relationship, but we are giving it another shot. I'm going to stack 2 peptides with opposite side effects to test whether the downsides cancel while the benefits stay. Here's the breakdown. Peptide 1, tirzepatide. The benefit, metabolic optimization. The downside, it raises my heart rate and can cause sleep disruption. Peptide 2, CJC 1295 DAC. Holy sh**, who named that peptide? The benefit is it signals your body to produce more of its own growth hormone and IGF-1, which drives repair and recovery. The downside, it can blunt my blood glucose control and cause insulin resistance.
But what a peptide really means is that we have a few amino acids together. So amino acids make proteins. And so in hormones, many of our hormones are proteins, but a lot of them are very large molecules. So there's whole lots of functions that they actually go through.
So here's what's happening. Eli Lilly has a new GLP-1 in late-stage trials called retatrutide. Most of you have probably already heard of it. It's the most effective weight loss drug ever tested. We're talking 24% body weight loss at 48 weeks. Way better than Ozempic or Mounjaro. The problem is, for Eli Lilly, under current law, smaller pharmacies can legally make compounded versions of these drugs and sell them for a fraction of the price. That's why you see compounded semaglutide and tirzepatide everywhere right now. So, Eli Lilly came up with a new strategy. If they can convince the courts to reclassify retatrutide as a biologic instead of a small molecule drug, every compounded version becomes illegal overnight. They get a 12 to 20 year monopoly. Patients pay $1,100 a month instead of $200. And the wildest part about the whole thing is the whole legal fight comes down to a single chemical structure, whether one specific molecule in the side chain counts an amino acid or not.
Joe, there's a huge controversy in the clinician space as it relates to peptides. Category 2, Category 1. What's happening? What's happening in the mind of clinicians?
Well, right now, obviously the FDA governs a lot of that at this point. And I think medical people are so used to doing things by the book that it's hard for them to step outside of that box. Peptides are very safe. They're branched-chain amino acids that are injected. They have very little side effects. And with the recent administration potentially turning some of the Category 2s into Category 1s, I think it's an overwhelmingly exciting time to be a physician or provider that has the ability to provide this to patients.
So the New World Order, Category 2 products have moved a bunch of them to Category 1. What does that look like to physicians and patients?
It gives us a huge amount of offerings that we previously didn't have in a large amount of categories for health and wellness, anti-aging, and virility. So I look at it from the standpoint that now patients and providers have a lot more conversations to have about how to improve their health and wellness.
If peptides is something that interests you, I use these every day in my daily life, then find a functional medicine doctor that's getting these peptides from a licensed compound pharmacy. Remember, compound pharmacies will look at things like stability, sterility, and potency. When you're buying them off the internet and they're coming from China or Pakistan or Mexico, very often we don't know what's in these peptides. Some of them have been tested to actually just have things like rice flour and trace heavy metals. So licensed compound pharmacies will deliver a peptide with a guaranteed potency and strength. Keep yourself safe and start your peptide journey.
A federal judge already ruled in Eli Lilly's favor in September. They just appealed to the 7th Circuit because they want a stronger ruling. If they win, this isn't just about retatrutide. It opens the door to reclassify trizepatide, semaglutide, and every compounded GLP-1 in the whole country. This is the fight that pretty much decides the next decade of personalized medicine and the whole entire cash-pay therapeutics market.
Our generation is going to witness the biggest change in health since the inventions of clean water and vaccines. Aging doesn't have to be acceptable. Aging is a medical condition that's very common and it's increasingly treatable. Our bodies are more like computers that can be programmed and reprogrammed and rebooted to be young again. We can reverse aging by 75% in 6 weeks, that we can benefit and treat diseases such as Alzheimer's disease in the brain of mice. It's a universal reset in the body. We believe we can treat every tissue, eventually do a whole body reset of the body to be able to be young again.